أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Now, we want to look at Ismu Tafdeel. Ismu Tafdeel. So that is our topic. That is what we are looking at today. So Ismu Tafdeel هو اسم مشتق على وزن أفعل على وزن أفعل على وزن أفعل. So with Dhamma. Alright, so Wasmun, Ismu Tafdeel, Wasmun is a name. Is a name Mushtaqun that is derived. Is a derived name. Is a name that is derived or gotten. Ala wazni af'al, that comes with the template or with the pattern of af'al. So it comes under this template af'al. Alright. ليدل على أن شيئين, to be referring على أن شيئين, that to be referring to two things, that two things قد اشتركا في صفة, that two things participated, the two things participate في صفة, in an adjective, in an attribute, in a quality. Do you get? So two things, they both participate in a quality. Like me saying like me saying this is beautiful. Okay, let me use the name Ahmad Jamil. Ahmad is beautiful. And I also say Aishatul Jamilat. Alright, don't let me use that. Okay, Ahmad Jamil. Ahmad is beautiful. Sorry, Ahmad is handsome. Okay, let me use another example. Okay, let me use this. Kitabu Ahmad. Kitabu Ahmad Kabir. Kitabu Ahmad Kabir. Ahmad's book is big. Ahmad's book is big. Okay, so, and I also say Kitabu Zaidin Kabir. Zaid's book is big. You can see they are both participating in this single quality, which is big. So this one is big, this one is also big. So they are both participating in that quality, which is big. This one is fine, this one is also fine. This one is beautiful, this one is beautiful. So they are both participating in that quality, in that attribute. Wazada ahduhuma ala al-akhar fi hadhihi sifa. So one of these two qualities, one of these two things, ahaduhuma, one of these two things, zada ala al-akhar, so surpasses the second one, the other one. So one of these two things surpasses, like it went beyond, it go beyond the other one. So it go beyond the other one, like Kitabu Zaidin Kabir wa Kitabu Ahmad Kabir. They are both big, right? So one of let me now say Kitabu Zaidin Akbar. Kitabu Zaidin Akbar. So Zaid book is bigger. So it means now that the quality, one of these, like Zaid book now has went beyond the Ahmad's own. So one of it is more than the other one, though they both participate in this same quality. But one أحدهما زاد على الآخر. So one of it will surpass the other one. في هذه الصفة, in this adjective, in this quality. Do you get that? So كتاب زيد كبير ولكن كتاب أحمد أكبر. Zaid's book is big, but Ahmad's book is bigger. Ahmad's book is what is bigger. So it means Ahmad's book is more big. It's more big than what? Than Zaid's own. So that's what we call Ismu Tafdeel. Ismu Tafdeel. So that is the meaning. So we're going to see some examples and the words. Okay, what's those Tafdeel? So the template of Ismu Tafdeel, how does it come? How does it looks like? If you want to construct it, or through which template we can construct it. So Ismu Tafdeel was known wahid. So Ismu Tafdeel has only one template. It has was known wahid. Only one template. Wahuwa af'al. And this template is what? This template is af'al. وَمُؤَنَّثُهُ فُعْلًا. This af'al, it's mu'annas. This af'al we're talking about, its mu'annas must be, let me use that. Its mu'annas must be fu'la. Fu'la. Because we have some other af'al templates. We have some other things that comes with this same af'al template. But their masdar, their mu'annas are not what? Their mu'annas are not fu'la. Okay, for example, let me say ana ana, okay, هذا الكتاب أحمر. أحمر. So this book is red. This book is red. So Ahmar is what? Is Muzakkar, right? Ahmar. So what's the muannas of this Ahmar? Ahmad is what? Hamra. هذه الحقيبة حمراء. Hamra. So in this case, this Ahmar is also taken Duma. This Ahmar also is not going to be taken as Ismu Tafdeel. Why? The first reason not going to be taken as Ismu Tafdeel is that the mu'annas of any Ismu Tafdeel must be Fa'la. And the mu'annas of Ahmar is what? Hamra. Mu'annas of the color like Ahmar, Aswad, Abiyad, they always come with what? With the template of what? With Fa'la template. Fa'la, Hamra, Bayda, Sauda, Khadra, and so on. But the mu'annas of Af'al is not manners of this af'al litafdil. The tafdil af'al must be fu'la. That is one of the reasons. That is one of the conditions. We are still going to look expatiate on that, inshallah. But note that Ismu Tafdeel has only one template, and the template is what? Af'al, whose ma'annas is what? Is always fu'la. Fu'la. Alright? So let's see some examples. Al-Muzakkar, this is Muzakkar, this is Al-Mu'annath, alright? So the Muzakkar is what? Af'al. The Muzakkar is Af'al, and the Mu'annath is what? Fu'la. Alright, okay? So A'adham, this is the Muzakkar that comes with under the template of what? Af'al. And the Mu'annath is what? Uzma. Uzma. Okay, so akbar, kubra is muannas, akbar is muzakkar, akbar, and then kubra. Okay, like Ahmad, akbar mean Zaid. Muhammadun, akbar mean Ahmad. Muhammad is bigger than Ahmad. Though Ahmad is big, Muhammad is big, but one is bigger than the other. If I want to say Ahmad is bigger than Muhammad, I'm going to say what? Ahmad Akbar mean Muhammad. If I want to say Muhammad is bigger than Ahmad, I'm going to say what? Muhammad Akbar mean Ahmad. Alright? So that is how it works. So one must surpass the other in this same quality, in this same adjective. Okay, like kubra now. We've used the akbar, which is the muzakkar. So let's use this kubra also for as an example for muannath. Okay, so Aisha kabiratun. Aisha is big. Wa radiya kabiratun, and radiya is also what? Is also big. Okay, so let's now say Aisha is bigger than radiya. We're going to say Aisha tu kubra. Kubra min radiya. Aisha tu kubra min radiya. In this case, you are not going to say akbar again because akbar is used for muzakkar, why kubra is used for muannath. Please make sure you note this point. Is very, very important. So let's say another one. We have afdal, and the muannath is what? Fudla, fudla. We also have asgar. We also have sugra as its muannas. So sugra. All right. Shurutu siyagati ismi tafdeel. So the conditions for constructing ismu tafdeel. So the conditions we have to follow in constructing the ismu tafdeel. All right. So the first one is that أن يكون الفعل ثلاثيا. أن يكون الفعل ثلاثيا. So the verb الفعل, the verb أن يكون ثلاثيا must be from a three-letter. It must come from a three-letter verb. It must come from a three-letter verb. Okay. Fala yusogu min ghairi thulathi. It cannot be constructed from any verb that is not sulasi, that is not a three-letter verb. Like rubai, four-letter verb, kumasi, five-letter verb, sudasi, six-letter verb. Ismu tafdeel cannot be gotten from all these verbs except what? Except the sulasi, the three-letter verb. Okay, so that's the first condition. The second condition we have to fulfill after fulfilling the first one is that ayakun al-fi'lu mutasarrifa. The fi'l might be three-letter verb. That is the first one. They said after getting the three-letter verb, that this verb is a three-letter verb. After passing that stage, the next stage the verb has to pass is that the verb ayakuna mutasarrifa must be a changeable verb. Must be a changeable verb, the verb that can change, that can be conjugate, that can be conjugated rather. We can conjugate it like from madi to mudori, masdar, ismu fa'il, maf'ul, amr, nahy, and so on. So it's changeable. I hope we know verbs that are changeable. All right, so the verb must be changeable. So fala yusog min al jamid. So it cannot be constructed from non-changeable verbs. That is verbs that cannot change. They are just stagnant. They don't move. They don't change. Their structure don't change. All right. So it cannot be constructed from those kinds of verb. So example of that is asa, ka asa. This curve is like, it means like asa. So asa is the verb. It's not ka asa. All right. So asa is the verb. So ka asa means like asa. So the verb that cannot change, like answer cannot change. So answer, we cannot get ismu tafdeel from answer. Do you get? So we cannot get Ismu Tafdeel from Laysa also, Walaysa and Laysa. So Ismu Tafdeel cannot be constructed from what? Asa and Laysa. So that is the second condition. So the third condition is that أن يكون الفعل قابلا للتفاوت. So the verb must قابلا للتفاوت, must take tafawut, must take variation, must take variation. That is, we can be able to measure uh, what the verb is referring to. Like something is big, we must see a bigger one, we must see a smaller one. That is, it accepts variation, called bilalitafa variation, how it tafadul, and the verb must also accept or variation or what at tafadul or superiority, that something is more super than one. So if you see a kind of verb that doesn't accept uh, variation or superiority, so those kind of verbs cannot be used. We cannot get Ismu Tafdeel from those kind of verbs, right? So the verb we want to get Ismu Tafdeel from must accept uh, variation or superiority. Do you get that? So what I mean by superiority is that we can be able to measure it in terms of one is more than the other. So this one is more bigger, this one is more beautiful, this one is more. Do you get that? So that is the kind of verb we can use in Ismu Tafdeel. So Fala, you saw mean Malta. We cannot get Ismu Tafdeel from Malta. Malta doesn't accept variation. Malta means to die, right? To die. So there is no variation in death. Death is death. There is no superiority in death. Death is what? Death is death. When someone dies, you cannot compare how this one dies. You cannot say this one is more dire. I don't get. It's not possible. So because it doesn't accept any variation, there is no superiority in death. Like, okay, that is the case of mortar. We also have halaka. Halaka means to to perish, to perish. So halaka, there's no variation in that. Also, when something perish, that thing has also perished. It's perish. Like, there's no variation in it. There's no superiority in it. So and also fana. Fana also means the same thing as a halaka. A halaka, fana. So that's that. That is the third condition. So let's look at the last condition for this level. Let's look at the last condition, and that is أن يكون الفعل ليس الوصف منه على وزن أفعل. So the verb, the verb, the adjective or the quality that want to come from the verb, like the ismu fa'il, that want to come from the verb, eh, must be under the template of af'al, eh, under the template of af'al. Sorry, laysa al-wasfu. So it must the quality that want to come from the verb laysa must not be ala wazni af'al, must not be on the wazn of af'al, the template of af'al alladhi muannasuhu fa'ala, whose muannas is fa'ala. I've explained this before, I'll explain again. So the verb wasfu, the wasfu of that verb you want to use, like the ismu fa'il or asifatul mushabbaha, that is the quality, the adjective. Let me use that. The adjective of that verb you want to use must not come from the af'al, the kind of af'al that it's mu'annas, that it's mu'annas fa'la is what is fa'la. And I brought example of what? Ahmar, whose mu'annas is what? Hamra. So Ahmar is not what? Is not Ismu Tafdeel. Why? Because its mu'annas is what? Its mu'annas is fa'la. And the normal mu'annas for Ismu Tafdeel is what? Is fu'la. Fu'la. Do you get that? Right? So let's Move on. Fala yusogu min hamira. We cannot get Ismu Tafdeel from hamira. Hamira. Why? We see that we cannot also get it from what? Awira. Awira. So fala yasihu ahmar. So we cannot call ahmar. We cannot say ahmar and awar. Ahmar and awar. We cannot say they are both Ismu Tafdeel. We cannot say ahmar is Ismu Tafdeel, and also we cannot say awar is what? Is Ismu Tafdeel. Why? لأن مؤنثهما, because they are mu'annas. They are what? They are mu'annas. They are mu'annas. Hamra is hamra. The mu'annas of ahmar is hamra, and the mu'annas of awar is, sorry, I said the mu'annas of ahmar, rather, this is ahmar, is hamra, and the mu'annas of awar is awar, awra, awra. And this ahmar, so definitely the ahmar is not Ismu Tafdeel. Why? Because its mu'annas do not conform to the mu'annas of what? Of Ismu Tafdeel. The mu'annas of Ismu Tafdeel must be fu'la, and the mu'annas of ahmar is what? Hamra. Though it has the same template with what is the Ismu Tafdeel in Muzakkar. The Muzakkar of Ismu Tafdeel must be af'al, and ahmar is under the template of af'al. But its mu'annas is the mu'annas that will determine whether the verb is whether we can use it as Ismu Tafdeel or not. If the mu'annas of the ahmar, of the af'al word, let me use that. If the mu'annas of that word is fu'la, then that word, that af'al word, is what? Is Ismu Tafdeel. And if the mu'annas is not fu'la, whether like this ahmar, which is hamra now, which is hamra, and this awar, which is awar, so their mu'annas are not what? Are not under the template of what? Fu'la. Definitely they are not what? They are not part of the asma at-tafdeel. They are not Ismu Tafdeel. Alright, so that is the conditions we have to meet before we can construct our Ismu Tafdeel. So we have to make sure we understand these conditions very well before we go ahead in constructing Ismu Tafdeel, like هذا أكبر من هذا، هذا أجمل من هذا، هذا أطول من هذا، هذا أقصر من هذا، هذه كسرى من هذا، هذه فضلى من هذه، هذه كسرى من هذه، هذه فضلى من هذه، هذه فضلى، هذه كرمة من هذه, and so on. Just make sure you note the key points in this topic. Is a very simple and straightforward topic. Once you understand it, it's a very simple and straightforward one. So just make sure you master it, be proficient in it. May Allah make it easy for us. That is that for today. So we continue again next week. May Allah make it easy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.